Welcome back to the David Pakman Show.
Welcome to the bonus show. David, we have a big fucking problem here going on in New York City. I don't know what's going to happen in New York. This could be the end of the David Pakman Show. This could be the end of the world. You see, I just learned from numerous, I guess, surgeons. I mean, it's a type of surgery, plastic surgeons, or whatever, that New York hipsters are getting facial hair transplants to make their beards and mustaches more epic. Were you aware that this was happening, David?
I was not aware. And actually, I live in Brooklyn, and I don't even see that much facial hair. I don't think I see more facial hair than I'm used to seeing. I don't know.
Well, it's rampant here in Austin. It's everywhere. But I don't think people are getting transplants. But some of these procedures are costing up to like $8,000. People are filling in patches in their beard, and it's mind blowing. I mean, is it that important to have facial hair?
I didn't think it was. Every once in a while, I'll grow out like a very weak, sad beard or mustache or goatee or something, and then I'll just shave it, and that's kind of it. It's never been much of my personal identity.
Well, I guess some people need it to be part of their personal identity.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, though, Louis, that you've decided to grow this goatee, which is really disturbing to some people in the audience, while some people in the audience really like it. So even you are now getting involved in the whole facial hair, I don't know what to call it, the milieu of facial hair.
Well, I have to admit, Austin and Breaking Bad have both influenced me in such a way that I have decided to do this. Also, it's laziness. I mean, what I would do before was let the bottom grow out until it got too long and then shave it down. And I would keep the mustache kind of trimmed. I don't have enough hair to grow a beard on my cheeks, so I would always just shave that. So it's really not too different. Now I'm just doing it with the mustache and the beard, and I just don't shave it down as far as I used to.
I think the next thing to do would be, if people are just listening, they may not know exactly what I mean, but if you were to get rid of all of the chin hair, but leave the full mustache, the mustache kind of goes down on the sides, if you imagine like a horseshoe shape. If you were to leave that, it would be a pretty hilarious mustache if you just had like the full horseshoe mustache with no chin hair. I think you should look at doing that.
I don't want to do that. If I did that, my transformation into full-blown Austin hipster would be complete, and I have no desire to do that.
Okay.
But if anybody out there knows someone who got a facial hair transplant, let us know so we can make fun of them.
Do you think that it would be a painful procedure? It certainly sounds like it.
I can't imagine it would be pleasant, but maybe not painful. I really don't know. I mean, I know pulling out a hair hurts. Does putting it in hurt equally? Maybe it does, but I don't know. It's just strange to me. I can't imagine ever wanting to do that. But some people just want those epic beards. I don't know. Hopefully one day I will be able to grow an epic beard without a facial transplant. I have a story here. There's a class action lawsuit against Nutella. It's actually, Nutella already settled. It's already complete. Do you like Nutella? I love Nutella.
I've never been huge on Nutella. I know people just absolutely go crazy for it, but I've never been that into it.
Okay. I love Nutella. I love hazelnuts in general. I don't know. Hazelnut flavored things are great. This lawsuit basically claims that Nutella is about as healthy as a Milky Way bar. And they had this ad campaign going that said that it was healthier than a lot of other things, that it's a healthy thing to put on your toast in the morning.
Now, see, this part I never fell for. When I looked at the ingredients, I always thought it wasn't very healthy.
Well, I'm going to contest this because everything's relative. But they are going to pay out about $2.5 million to anyone who bought Nutella between January 2008 and February 2012. It's a pretty big chunk of time. Anyone who bought, you can apply. Anyone who bought Nutella during that time period is entitled to part of this settlement.
Now,
How
who
much
would
you
even
going?
still have proof of buying Nutella 4 years ago?
Yeah, and how much are you going to get? You're probably going to get like $2, or maybe just your money back on the Nutella. It's you're not going to get a lot of money. But I can't believe that this actually happened, that they had to settle and because things weren't looking good. I mean, the claim here is that Nutella is as unhealthy as a Milky Way bar or as cake frosting. I beg to differ. Although it may have the same sugar and fat content, we're talking about completely different ingredients, aren't we?
We are talking about different ingredients. Yes, that's true.
So what are you going to find in candy bars and frosting? You're going to find corn syrup. You're going to find hydrogenated oils. You're going to find all sorts of unsavory ingredients that are known to be very unhealthy. But when you look at the ingredients in Nutella, you have sugar, of course. That's part of this whole problem here. That is just really high in sugar, but it's not corn syrup. Sugar, palm oil, hazelnuts, cocoa, skim milk, reduced minerals, whey. Okay, that's just like kind of like protein, right?
Keep going.
Lecithin as an emulsifier, which comes from soy, and vanillin.
Okay, yeah, you're right. The ingredients aren't that bad. Now, let's separate two things, and then maybe we can agree on what we're talking about. If we're talking about the nutritional value of Nutella versus a candy bar, I think it is perfectly reasonable to say that it is about equal in terms of calories, fat, sugar, etc. If we are to separate out and say which has more preservatives and ingredients we should seek to avoid, I would agree with you that Nutella has less. So we just have to separate out the two things.
Okay, but let's take it to the next level. You are not going to find one ingredient in cake frosting that has any health benefit whatsoever. But hazelnuts are actually very good for you.
Right. Okay, let me ask you this, Lewis. How much fiber does Nutella have?
Let's see, 1 gram in about 2 tablespoons.
Okay. So yes, there are hazelnuts in there, but they're heavily, I wonder what the process is for hazelnuts when they're put into Nutella. In any case, you're absolutely right. Hazelnuts do have some health benefit. They are nuts. You're not going to get any of that in cake frosting or a candy bar. That's completely true. I just don't know that on the grand scheme of things, it's wrong to say that Nutella is going to do about as much for you health-wise as cake frosting or a Milky Way bar. However, I still agree with you that if you had to have one of the three, I would go with Nutella.
It's infinitely better. It's infinitely better.
It's better. I don't know that I'd say it's infinitely better.
It's infinitely better. David, if you were to eat Nutella every day for, I don't know, the rest of your life and eat cake frosting every day for the rest of your life, one of them is going to have a major impact on your well-being. The other, I don't think will.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it's not like it has a ton of hazelnuts in it, Lewis. It's still mostly sugar.
It's a lot of sugar. Yeah. What can you do? But still, the quality of ingredients in foods is one of the biggest problems in this country. The quality of ingredients. I mean, most of the food you get from a supermarket either has toxic things on it or is made of things that are just inedible. It's crazy. Here's a funny story coming to us from Egypt. The Egyptian army claims it just found a cure for AIDS and hepatitis C. This is incredible, David. And the entire scientific community is calling it a scientific scandal.
Of course.
And we have, let's see, this guy, General Ibrahim Abdel Ati, head of the Cancer Treatment and Screening Center. Major General, excuse me. He says, I defeated AIDS with the grace of my God at the rate of 100%, and I defeated hepatitis C. This is incredible. And the only information they gave on the process is that they basically have a device, a complete cure device, which draws blood from a patient, breaks down the disease, and returns the purified blood back to the body.
So it's like a dialysis machine that removes diseases.
Removes all your blood. It's every drop from every capillary, from every vein. It's ridiculous. But anyway, that's what they do. They just have some device that cures it. And people are kind of outraged about this. I mean, what's the point of making this false claim?
Well, there's two kind of options that come to mind to me. Mental illness, so there is no real point. It's just somebody who's out of their mind. Or they think everyone else is stupid and they'll be able to become either rich, famous, or both.
All right. Well, I guess hepatitis C is an actual problem in Egypt. There's a much higher rate of it than other places in the world. But I just don't understand. I don't understand if they think they're going to make a lot of money off of this, if it's some type of, what if they think they actually have cured it? I mean, how crazy would that be?
Well, they would be wrong, right? So would that be the first one where it's somebody who's not fully with all of their mental faculties? I don't know.
But this isn't just one person. I mean, this is a major general who, with the consent of, I don't know, the rest of the military and the government, has put this statement out for the world to see when it is clearly bullshit.
Is there anyone who thinks that they may be honest and correct about this?
No one in the scientific community. So overall, it's just clearly a scam. And I don't know. It doesn't seem. I mean, it seems like there are no people involved in Egypt, like no prominent professors, other prominent medical professionals. Like nobody is involved in this except for, I don't know, a small group of the military. So this is, I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get the point.
Well, isn't it similar to when North Korea puts out outrageous claims about something Kim Jong-un or Kim Jong-il did or were able to do? What's the difference?
The difference is that the North Korean people, that those messages, I believe, are primarily targeted at the North Korean people to further indoctrinate them. Right? I mean,
I've never figured it out. I know we have this conversation. I don't know if the crazy stuff we hear North Korea claiming to have done is mostly for the benefit of the locals that they want to indoctrinate, or it is meant to go to other countries so people start to think how amazing North Korea is. I really don't know who it's meant for.
And Kim Jong-un went to school in Switzerland, I believe, right? I think he did. Yeah. He has access to the internet, to the outside world. He knows what life is like elsewhere in the world. I think he knows that the rest of the world isn't going to believe half the bullshit that country spews. So I assume that stuff is just targeted at the North Korean people and to further indoctrinate them and make them think that their leader is a god. I don't know, but I just don't see the point here. Maybe it's something similar, but who knows? I don't know.
Hey, I want to call people's attention to, remember the story I told on Tuesday about how when I was back in Massachusetts, a cat had worked its way into my unfinished basement and designated a corner of the basement as its litter box. Somebody put together a new meme. It's up on the David Pakman Show Reddit, which is reddit.com/r/the David Pakman Show, or you just go to our website and then on the left side, I believe it is, there's a banner that will take you to our Reddit page. And it's called Business Cat is the meme, where it's a cat wearing like a tie and a shirt collar. And it says, the condo's executive bathroom is meow open. It's a pretty clever meme. You should check it out. A lot of really good memes have been going up on our Reddit page. I think we're over 350 subscribers to our subreddit, which is more than 3 times, actually more than 4 times the number of subscribers that the Young Turks subreddit has. Because I don't think they use it at all. Obviously, they could make it way bigger than ours. They have a larger audience. But as it stands, Lewis, the subreddit is becoming a really good place to discuss stuff from the show. We're getting a ton of stories and guest ideas from it. It's really working out well.
Yeah, And that erotic fan fiction was quite funny and creative too.
Oh yeah. If you
So I
haven't
heard-
seen that, I don't even know if we talked about that yet on the show.
I don't think we did.
We didn't. Yeah, somebody wrote fan fiction in which I'm in a gay relationship with Young Turks host Cenk Uygur. It is very graphic, and the name of it is I have it here. Any Number of Feelings, A Turkish Delight is the name of the story. This
It's
is
also very
unbelievable.
funny, though. It's also very funny.
It's hilarious and graphic, and it's also on our subreddit. You've got to get on our subreddit if you aren't already. It's really good.
Yeah. Hop on there, check out the memes, check out the story, and talk shit about something, because that's what it's for. And we will see everyone, next week, right? We're out of here.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.